platform. Hey, you guys, what's going on? Facebook Live, YouTube, Periscope, what's going on? Hey, how you guys doing? Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. I love it when I get that notification that money has just hit your wallet. Come through, somebody. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. That's the way to start out the day. That's the way to start out the day. I'm trying to tell y'all, like, I love that. Look, what time is it? 8:16? Oh, the money already in? Where the money resides, where the money resides. Where the money resides, where the money resides. Listen, I love being where the money resides. Hey, you guys, listen. Today, I'm super excited because I've got the opportunity to talk to you guys about some things. And my prayer is that you will hear, and you will hear my heart as I talk about these things. There are some things that are going on, and I want you guys to pay attention to what's going on so that you'll know how to move. Terrence talking about we on the third purge. Put them scissors down. Terrence, they trying to make me show out. Listen. You guys, yesterday our devotion was about peace. And when I tell you that last night my daughter tried to take my peace, like she tried me, like she tried me, big time tried me. And it took everything in me not to show all the way out. Like, y'all, I'm telling you, not to show all the way out. So, this morning when I realized that today we were talking about purge, and the scripture that we're coming from makes it real clear. Last night, the thing that saved me was I remembered that Jesus is my peace. That's what saved me. I remember Jesus is my peace. And so I made a decision to walk in peace. And this morning, here we go again. I'm just like, let me tell y'all something. I'm not with foolishness. I'm not with condoning foolishness. I'm not. You're not going to guilt me. You not. That's what's not going to happen. Like, that's not happening. Like, my kids are not guilting me into anything. And I'm real clear about who I am, where I've been, what I've done, what I haven't done, right? So listen, I'm going to tell y'all this. Those of you who are parents, stop letting your kids bully you. Stop letting them bully you. I don't know if y'all remember when we were growing up, if we ever said to our parents when they was getting ready to whoop us, we gonna call the people. Oh, you got a whooping for what you did, and then you got a whole nother whooping for threatening to call the people, right? You can't let your kids bully you. Don't do that. This society is so jacked up. These kids are so entitled. They think you're supposed to do whatever they want you to do whenever whenever they want you to do it, and you're supposed to be good with it. Somebody else. But let me tell you what I also realized. I also realized that last night and today are connected. Because listen, today we're talking about purging, and we're talking about your heart. Absolutely, right? So let's go to the scripture, because I have to do it kind of quickly because I've got to teach today. And that part right there. In Mark chapter 7, starting with verse 14. Mark 7, verse 14. And we're reading from the New Living Translation. It says, "Then Jesus called to the crowd to come and hear. All of you listen," he said, "and try to understand. It's not what goes into your body that defiles you. You are defiled by what comes out of your heart." Then Jesus went into a house to get away from the crowd, and his disciples asked him what he meant by the parable he had just used. He said, "Don't you understand either?" He said, "Can't you see that the food you put into your body cannot defile you? Food doesn't go into your heart, but only passes through the stomach and then goes into the sewer." By saying this, he declared that every kind of food is acceptable in God's eyes. And then he added, "It is what comes from inside that defiles you. For from within, out of a person's heart, come evil thoughts, sexual immorality, theft, murder, adultery, greed, wickedness, deceit, lustful desires, envy, slander, pride, and foolishness. All of these vile things come from within. They are what defile you. In a world where we're often consumed with what we eat, with what we put into our bodies, we often forget that it's not what we put in that defiles us, but rather what comes out of our hearts. There's a scripture that says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. That's why there are times when you pay close attention to what people say, when they are drunk and when they are mad. When people are drunk and when they are mad, they say what they mean. They say what they really feel. They say what they believe. They say the stuff that they might not otherwise say, but they say it then. It is out of your heart that you speak. When you speak out of the abundance of your heart, you're talking about what's in your heart. Let me say this. I'm a firm believer that if there's something that you need to say to someone, say it to them. If there's something you need to say to someone, say it to them. Just say it to them. Just say it to them. All the extra, that stuff is just unnecessary to me. Like Facebook productions, unnecessary. Just unnecessary. If there's something that you need to say, something that you want to say, be man and woman enough to say it to the people that you need to say it to. Period. Period. Normally, it can be squashed right there. It doesn't have to turn into a whole nother thing. But when it does turn into a whole nother thing, know that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Okay? And you need to be careful what you speak, because those words don't go away. You can't take them back. They won't come back. And you can't just say, I'm sorry, and make everything better. And that's the problem. People get into the habit of saying whatever they want to say, and then they want to say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. No, you meant it. You meant it. You meant every word of it. That's why I tell people, when I say something, I mean what I say. If I said it, I meant it. I said it and I meant what I said. Okay? If you can't mean what you say, don't say it. If you can't say it to their face, don't say it. Just keep it to yourself. It's unnecessary. When Jesus told them that, it really kind of freed them, right? Because later on, Peter would have a dream. And in the dream, he would see a sheet let down with all different animals in it. And, you know, God said, kill and eat. And he was like, oh my God, but no, God, these are the animals you told us not to eat, right? And he had to reevaluate that, because he was more concerned about what he was eating than he was about his heart. So he thought it was more about what he put into his body than it was about what came out of his heart. It amazes me that sometimes people will be more concerned about what they put into their body than what comes out of their heart. But out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And we have to understand, hey, Elder Sharon, we have to understand that words don't come back. Once spoken, they cannot be retracted. As a communication scholar, one of the things I teach people about, one of the properties of communication, is that it is irrevocable. It's irrevocable. In other words, once you say it, once you release it, you cannot pull it back. There's no way to do that. The words have already gone out into the atmosphere. They've already gone out into the universe. They've already gone out on assignment. Words have assignments, and those assignments are either to give life or to bring death. Either one of the other. If they don't do both, either they're going to give life or they're going to bring death. Those are the things that words do. So be careful with your words, because they have an assignment. They're going to do something. So know that going in, and understand that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Be more concerned about what's in your heart and what's coming out than just what you put into your body. Because it's in your thoughts that it begins, and then it speaks, and bam, there it shows up. I don't know about you, but this is what I know. I know that God's plans are perfect. And even we don't understand, sometimes things have to come up just so that we can get clear on things, just so that we can understand what's going on, just so that we can know where people are. Like, it's important to know where people are, because then you know how to deal with them. Then you know how to interact with them. Yeah. Lakita, I forgive, but don't forget the lesson. Exactly. Exactly. It's so funny to me because people will want you to forgive them for being reckless with their mouth, right? But then they have no accountability. It doesn't work like that. Doesn't work like that. There's always accountability. There's always consequences for everything that you do. So just remember, when you allow your mouth to run and from the abundance of your heart you speak, there are consequences for that. There always are. You do damage to people. You do damage to people and then you just keep moving like you ain't shot nobody. Shots fired. Shots fired. You know, you got to understand that. And where there's no accountability, there's lawlessness, right? There's recklessness. There's abandon. You know, you can't afford that. We can't afford that. Not where we're going, not with what's going on in our lives. Listen, we got to be aware of what's going on in us and around us, because what's going on in us will eventually come out and it will show up around us. Today, make sure that you stay focused. Stay focused on your assignment. Stay focused on your purpose. Stay focused on your peace. Remember, Jesus is your peace. Stay in your peace and don't allow anything or anyone to take you out of your peace. But handle what you got to handle. The song said, just be a man about it. Or a woman, right? Handle what you got to handle. Handle your business. Never be afraid to handle your business. Okay? See, we think as Christians that we can't handle our business. That's not true. Jesus handled his business. When he was in the temple and they were selling everything in the temple, he went in there, flipped them tables, cracked the whip, and was like, listen, you turned my father's house into a den of thieves. Now y'all gonna get up out of here with that. Don't come at me with that foolishness. He was cracking the whip. But we want to be like, oh, it's okay. You can say whatever you want to say. You can do whatever you want to do. It's okay. God will just forgive you. Yeah, he will. But y'all, there's consequences to stuff. It's consequences to stuff. And people got to know there's consequences. Terrence said, people don't realize you never know when you might need someone again. Words are powerful. Use them wisely. Absolutely. 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 Y'all, and stop letting people be reckless with you. You let them be reckless with you, they're going to be reckless with you. You let them talk to you any kind of way, they're going to talk to you any kind of way. You let them treat you any kind of way, they're going to treat you any kind of way. Set your boundaries and parameters. Boundaries are a great thing. People need them, right? It tells us what's okay and what's not okay. Make that stuff clear. Don't allow that stuff to push you around. Don't be bullied. Don't be bullied by people because you don't want to hurt feelings. One thing about me, I don't try to hurt feelings, but I know how to hurt feelings. I don't try to take people out, but I can take people out. I don't try to cancel people, but you can get canceled. Okay? If y'all haven't learned anything else from following me, know that I know how to do it. My tongue can be as sweet as pie and build you up, or I can chop you down. Now, I prefer to build people up. That's my preference. My preference is to operate from a place of positivity. That's always my preference. That's my default. Go to the place of positivity, find the positive, find the positive. But if I must have need of using it a different way, then that's what I'm going to do. Y'all, stop allowing people to mistreat you just because you are Christian, just because you love God, just because you belong to the Most High. Stop allowing people to do you any kind of way in the name of just, well, I just don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't want to hurt them, but if the truth hurts them, it hurts them. It's time for us to be honest with people. It is what it is. Those people who want honesty will receive it, and those who don't will move out of the way. And one thing about me, I'm real clear about this. Real clear. If I love you, I can want you in my life. But I don't have to have you in my life. Choices. Everybody has choices. Everybody. Everybody has choices. Choose ye wisely what you're going to do and what you're going to say. Because believe me, if I choose, I've thought about it and I'm willing to pay the consequences. So you guys, listen, today, let me tell you what our affirmation is. talking about purging, getting that stuff out of your heart. There's nothing wrong with having difficult conversations, but have them with who you need to have them with. Have the difficult conversations and then be honest with yourself and be honest with others. Have the difficult conversations. If you feel away, tell them you feel away. And then talk about why you feel away. Listen to what they have to say. Then y'all work through it, process through it. So today, our scripture came from Mark 7, 14 through 23. And our affirmation is this: I control my heart. I control my heart. I control my heart, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. What's in your heart? I control my heart. Let it speak. I control my heart. Let it speak. So purify it. Get it right. And let's have an amazing day. Listen, you guys, I absolutely love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an incredible and amazing day today. Be blessed. Mwah.